So condo prices continue to drop. How is this affecting the Greater Toronto Area real estate market as a whole? Now that we're almost at the end of May 2025. 2025 has been a challenging year for Toronto real estate, especially the condo market. There's a lot of inventory that hit the market this spring and also in the 2024 fall and 2024 summer. A lot of new completions, a lot of smaller units, a lot of inventory hitting the market. Homeowners really felt the pinch, especially those that were investors, people that refinanced their primary residence, took money out, used that as a deposit to purchase a pre-construction unit with the expectations that real estate prices were just going to continue to go up. And in 2025 and 2026, we're going to have the most expensive completions coming to the market. I'm talking about units that sold at $1,400, $1,500, even $1,600 a square foot. So how is this going to impact the overall Greater Toronto Area market? Now, there's still a lot of demand for freehold properties, but what I am finding is I'm finding buyers who need to sell a condo in order to upgrade into a freehold property, let's say a freehold townhouse, are now not showing up because they're not able to either sell their condo or they're not able to get the type of money that they need in order to make that upgrade. So people are staying in condos longer. This has put a bit of a lessening demand on freehold properties, which still in the GTA are moving well, but those investor-focused condos is what I want to spend time talking about, because a 450 square foot condo with no parking that was bought at $1,400-$1,500 a square foot just doesn't make sense in today's market. So sellers are having a really hard time disposing of those types of properties. Investors are having a hard time closing on those types of properties. The properties are just not appraising at the level that they need to. So how I see this moving forward with the properties that are coming to completion is that the smaller condos are going to have to take a hit in price. They have to go down in price even more to make it more lucrative, to make the math make sense for investors. Because today there's no cash flow, nor has there been cash flow in Toronto condos in the last 15 years, but negative $1,000, negative $1,500 a month is a tough pill to swallow for an investor that can just go elsewhere with their funding. So Toronto's condo market for units that are livable, I'm talking about larger units, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, things that are about close to 1,000 square feet that have parking. These types of units are moving at a pretty healthy pace because it's something that a family can live in. The 4 300 square foot condos are just, nothing is happening with that. And assignments, which was the extra strategy for many investors that bought these condos in pre-construction, are just not feasible because in today's market, about only 10 to 15, 20% of assignments actually sell. And we don't know what these units are even selling for because assignments are not tracked anywhere. They're not on the MLS. You can't advertise them on the MLS either. So we really don't have any sold history to go by. If you have a smaller condo that you're looking to dispose of this year, I do recommend that if you can, you try to hold on to it, maybe get a tenant in there, and just try to make it work. But if you have no choice, you do have to make sure that you are marketed properly. Your unit is priced very aggressively, and expect to, if you bought this in pre-construction, basically like lose your deposit and then maybe have to put some money out of pocket. I see people taking like 30-40% haircuts on these units just to walk away. So it's an unfortunate situation. This is impacting the market as a whole. I know that builders are now shifting to a different build model where they're not going to be building these investor-focused units anymore. They're not going to have a building full of 400 square foot 1 bedrooms. They're moving towards a mid-rise model, larger units, more livable space, and that's ultimately what our city needs: condos that people can buy and live with their families, especially if the target here is to move us into a vertical model and away from just like everybody expecting that they can, own a detached home, which is just not feasible in Toronto in today's market. My name is Zhvanetskiy. This has been your Toronto Condos. I hope, as always, you found this video to be informative. If you can give me a thumbs up, like, and then if you could also just like share and subscribe, that'll be much appreciated. And I'll see you next time on your Toronto Condos.